Hi, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I own a pontoon rental company. In January of this year, we purchased two brand new 150 horsepower, 25-foot Tritoons from Marine Max in Fort Walton Beach. We were told in January of this year the boats would be available within a couple months from the time we purchased the boats. Well, at the end of February, we were told the boat should be in at any time. Well, March comes around and we were told there was other boats coming in at the same time with our boats, so it should be any day now. About March 10th to March 12th, they told us they weren't sure where our boats were. They felt like someone had lost the boats. I've been in manufacturing most of my life, and I could tell you where a plastic part is from the time it's in a computer to the time it's in a machine to the time it's in a warehouse or on a truck shipped somewhere. But for some reason, we were told they lost two $40-something thousand boats. Well, come to find out, we then learned that Harris Corporation did not put in the order for the boats. So we were left in March without any boats to rent to our clients. And these were premium boats. Well, they did agree to give us two loaner boats that didn't really meet our needs, but we were left with no other choice. One was a 21-foot and one was a 25-foot boat. Both of those boats were fairly decent looking boats, but we ended up having a significant amount of problems with the boats, the center tunes leaking. We had to do a significant amount of weld jobs to repair these boats, which weren't really our boats. Actually, we were told we had to purchase these loaner boats, and then when our boats came in, they would buy those boats back for the same price, and then we would purchase the new boats again for the second time. So we continued to have problems with these boats. Some of the major problems we had with these boats were the fact that one of them was a 21-foot boat, and we had spent probably near $25,000 running advertising, telling people we had 25-foot boats, everywhere from social media to print advertising and so forth. So from that point on, we were told every few weeks that the boat should arrive at any point in time, except for about a month period of time where Corona hit and they weren't sure what was going to happen because many people were laid off temporarily. Well, starting in about May, they told us the boats were in production and they should be there at any particular time. Well, May passes, June passes, no boats. Well, at the end of June, they said they think that they are almost ready and they should be there within a week. Well, the first boat arrives July 2nd. Now, they asked us to come down and sign for these boats. So we quickly signed for the boats, but they were going to be transported to us by water. The reason why, it was quicker to transport these boats by water than it would be by land because it was 4th of July weekend and the traffic was horrendous. It would save approximately 2 hours time. Well, the boats arrived and the boats looked beautiful. However, they were the wrong boats. We ordered the 250 Harris model boats, which were 25-foot long, 150 horsepower, and they were Tritoon boats. These particular boats were 23-foot, the 230 models, and they were sport tunes. A sport tune is 2.5 tunes. The center tune is about half the length. These boats are, from what I gather, about $4,000 less per boat than the boats we purchased. It was also an 11-passenger boat instead of a 12-passenger boat that we ordered. So we told them, I'm sorry, we cannot accept these boats. These are not our boats. We specifically needed a certain style for our clients and the type of offerings that we had. Well, that evening, this was July 2nd of 2020, the manager said, we'll hold the boats, we'll talk to someone in management. They had got with someone in management that night or maybe the first thing the next morning and said that management from Harris told us to keep the boats as loaner boats. Now, we were told this verbally. It was 4th of July weekend. This was a Thursday before 4th of July weekend, so we couldn't officially talk to anyone personally that Friday because the Harris Corporation was closed for 4th of July weekend. So on Monday of that week, I talked to a lady by the name of Sydney. She clearly communicated to me that we could keep these boats as loaner boats until they produced our new boats. Within that, it was either that day or a couple days later, she told me that they could possibly get us boats produced in a week or up to 2 weeks. I thought that was a little shocking considering that we ordered the boats in January and it was July 2nd and we were just getting the boats. Either way, we were told these boats would be loaner boats until our boats would arrive. Well, multiple pieces of communication happened from that point forward. There was easily 25, possibly 30 emails between MarineMax, or text or phone calls between MarineMax, Harris Corporation, and us, between the three of us, parties and different people, that these boats were basically going to be produced. Now, we talked to a gentleman by the name of Chase, which is one of the managers at Harris Corporate, and he told us that there was no way, about a month later after we talked to the initial person, that there was no way they could have got us boats in a week to two, that it was likely going to be more like a month or more. Well, from that point on in time, communication continued. We had emails back and forth clarifying that they were going to produce us new boats. Even the MarineMax manager in Fort Walton agreed to participate in the transfer of those boats or the delivery of those boats. Well, in about October, I gave them a deadline. I said, if we don't get these boats, I'm going to have to take some type of legal action, because we're using 11 passenger boats, and we've had numerous problems because we've had clients that couldn't fit. We had parties of 12 that couldn't fit on these boats. Well, more time had passed, and we finally decided to put our foot down. Well, it is now December 17th. We have still not received our boats, nor have we received any type of compensation for the loss of revenue from people that had to cancel rental on those boats. We also lost, I can't remember the exact amount, but it was well over $4,000 on damages that we had to pay for these boats leaking, the center tunes leaking, and so forth. I received a phone call from someone in Brunswick Corporation's, it was a paralegal or something, and we were told that they finally came to a resolution and that they were going to offer us, and I can't remember the total, it was probably $4,000 to $5,000 less than we paid for the boats, that they would buy the boats back from us so that we wouldn't have to worry about them anymore, which is crazy because we had spent, we probably have close to $80,000 in expenses due to the fact of lost advertising, marketing efforts that I worked on. I had a marketing opportunity with two very famous people that were going to rent our boats for free to do a promotion on us that was probably worth over $20,000 alone. Again, the expenses for fixing the boats, I have a list of expenses that I sent to them regarding all of our expenses of lost revenue for these boats. So they not only are not going to give us the original boats, they're going to offer us $4,000 less than what we paid, and we still have boats that are worth about $4,000 less than what we paid. So that's really a total of almost $8,000 less a boat. And these are just very rough numbers without looking at exact numbers. They also told us, and this was the sad thing, they also told us that they are no longer going to offer warranties on our boats due to the current situation. So, as most of you know, if you've done in any type of manufacturing or have been involved in any kind of manufacturing, when you produce anything, an automobile, a computer, a car, a boat, whatever the case may be, that particular item can often come with a warranty. Now, warranties may be free because they may be in the cost of the item, but they're not really free. And let me explain. If it costs them, let's say, $25,000 to produce a boat, well, if they sell that boat for, let's say, $50,000, what they do is they put probably $5,000, maybe even $10,000 in the price of that boat to cover the cost of the warranty expenses. They don't do that for free. Those warranties are put in the cost of the boat. So not only do they offer us basically $8,000 less than what our boats are worth as a refund. They also canceled our warranty, and let's say those are worth $4,000 to $5,000. This is absolute criminal. Not only that, we were told by MarineMax, after they received a letter from our attorney, that when we received the boats, that we were excited and thankful for the boats, and that we like these boats better than what we ordered. Now, the only thing that I said to him is that the boats did look good, and I did like the layout, but these were not the boats we wanted. So anyway, I strongly encourage anyone that's dealing with MarineMax or Harris to do your homework. These people, in our experience so far, have been crooked. Early on, the experience was phenomenal. I will say that. Shannon, who is one of our sales reps, as well as a couple other salespeople there, were very cordial, very friendly. They did everything in their power to go out of the way to help us with anything we needed early on. But once they delivered the wrong boats, well, one, it took forever to get the boats, but once they delivered the wrong boats, it was from that point on, we felt that actually when they asked us to sign on the paperwork before they delivered the boats, as if they were trying to pull one over on us. They knew very well that the boats we ordered, in the paper, I have the paperwork right here that shows these are 150 horsepower and the 250 models. And it's broken down very clearly on here, but we signed, to our mistake, signed on the 230s, not knowing. My business partner did suggest that he thought that there was something a little crazy when we were signing on the paperwork, as if something was fishy. They knew very well that the boats that we ordered, the boats that were delivered, were the absolute wrong boats, and for months they even agreed to replace the boats and that we could use those boats as loaners. Then afterwards, basically from what we believe, lied or fabricated the story to make it look like we accepted our boats. Folks, please do not buy from MarineMax, Fort Walton, or from Harris Boating. Now, let me say this. The boats are decent boats. They're so far are decent quality. They look nice. They drive nice. They're a very pleasant boat. But I would not, based on the experience that we've had with Harris, would not have anything to do with them. I've posted a video like this before online and got quite a bit of feedback. Most of the feedback I got from other people is that Harris does not do a good job of standing behind their warranty. Obviously, in our case, they've chosen to cancel the warranty. So thanks for watching. Feel free to comment below on this YouTube video.